Hello everyone, my name is Manuel Carmona. I'm a 5th year graduate student at Rice University, and today I'm going to be answering the top questions I get about grad school as a graduate ambassador. Okay, question number 1. Why do you want to do a PhD? This is a question that has several answers. A lot of people do it to pursue research careers or because they want to achieve more depth in knowledge in a specific field. In my case in particular, it was because I reached a point in my career that if I wanted to push higher in a position, I needed a PhD. So at the same time, you can have those situations where you require it to do certain type of positions, or you want a raise, or you want other types of motivations. Question number 2, what do I need to get into a PhD program? Well, there are several basic requirements that everyone needs, like the GPA, your CV, rec letters, and there's some specific to the department, some research experience or writing an essay. But in more info about this, I'm gonna pass you to an expert.
For starters, you need all the required materials, which you can find at the website of the university you're applying to. Most important is to bring passion for the kinds of problems that you propose to work on. In the statements you'll write, you'll want to find ways to talk about that commitment in a concrete way. What activities gave you the experience to know that you really want to pursue this sort of scholarship and solve this sort of question? It's not that important to show that you have a specific set of skills, but it's essential to convince the committee that your heart really is in it.
Question number 3, how long does a PhD take? The average duration of a PhD is between 4 and 5 years, but it depends a lot on the program you're studying. Some programs especially require really long research times that go all the way to 6 to 7 years. And for example, here at Rice, we have a limit of 9 years. That's how much you can spend in the PhD, but the average normally oscillates between 4 and 5 years. Okay, next question. Are PhD students paid? Yes. Most students, at least most programs, have something that it's basically a stipend, which is considered your payment, that it's for all of your expenses in terms of living, housing, food, etc. And at the same time, you get your tuition waived. We also get some other perks like our health insurance, transportation, but that will be depending on not just the program, but the university. Okay, next question. What's the day in the life of a PhD student? Let me show you that. My day starts with a quick 10-minute ride on the Houston Metro Rail. It's a nice time to clear my mind and get ready for the day ahead. From the station is just a short walk through campus. I always enjoy this time to observe the trees and enjoy the nice campus we're at. Also, from time to time you get to see some of these nice cute friends. Once I get into my building, I head directly to my desk so I can check my agenda, plan the experiments, and maybe have a meeting or two. Then it's time to get into the lab. Here's where all the magic happens and where I spend most of my time. Here my day revolves around doing experiments, setting up reactions, and analyzing some of my results. Around midday I take a break to go for lunch, usually around these common areas. It's a good time to recharge and also to get to enjoy the view that I have from this area. When the day is done, I take the same route back home and wrapping up another day as a grad student. Next question, do you need a master's degree to do a PhD? Yes and no. So the quick answer would be no. You can actually start the PhD program directly from your undergrad without the requirement of a master's. However, for some people to achieve the requirements like the research experience or to be able to write the dissertation, you can have a master's before that, but it's not a requirement. During the program, most people will do something called a qualifying exam or some kind of presentation after their second or third year, and by finishing that, you become a PhD candidate. And normally, after doing that, you get your master's. Next questions. What should I ask a current PhD student or advisor during visitation day? Ooh, this is a really good question, and I think it's a really open book depending on your needs, but let's see what the people say about that.
I would ask What are the professors like? What is their mentorship style? Can you even get a meeting with a professor? Are they accessible to students in the day-to-day?
Yeah, so I think the one question that you should ask as a prospective student is what the social life is on the campus with the other graduate students. How connected are they? And like, how often are you able to meet people from your department or outside of your department and just kind of do things on campus or do things off of campus?
As a prospective student, I would definitely make sure to ask a grad student, how's your quality of life? Are you happy in the program? Because you're going to be, investing a lot of time and energy and sometimes money into this program. And so you want to make sure that you're going to be happy in this graduate program. So asking questions about the location, the cost of living, like how well you're paid and provided for by your department.
You should ask about the different campus resources and how accessible are they, especially your well-being resources. So is there a gym? Does it cost money? You should also ask, is there therapy available? Is it free? Things of this nature will be very helpful.
Okay, next question. What is the hardest part about doing a PhD? I think it's maintaining concentration and at the same time being perseverant and time management. The PhD requires a lot of effort, a lot of doing experiments, going to meetings, having to do classes, TA, and there's a lot of requirements that you have to balance and at the same time trying to maintain your life outside of the university. And that's where things get sometimes really heavy because people start struggling between am I doing enough work? Am I doing what I require to graduate, or if a deadline is approaching? And it can become quite stressful. So being mindful about that and knowing that this is a long process, it's 5 to 6 years. So taking your time, fulfilling your requirements every year has an objective, and eventually you will be able to finish it without any problems. The next question. Can I switch advisors during the PhD? It is rare to do that. However, it is possible, but it comes with several caveats. The caveat number one is to switch a lab. First of all, you need a lab that has the opportunity to receive you, so they have the space, the funding, it matches to what you can provide them and as well as your interest. And at the same time, since you're switching to another lab, in most cases that means you're starting from scratch. So if you have to do a dissertation or a QE, that means you're probably going to have to start the project from the beginning, which means you will delay your graduation. So it is possible, but it is really rare. And the final question, is doing a PhD worth it? It's a personal answer, of course, and my answer is yes. The PhD opens your world to a deeper understanding of what you're doing and the area that you like doing. It gives you the ability of switching interests. There's a lot of people that start doing, for example, a undergrad in geology and then start doing a PhD in chemistry. So it lets you also spread out your knowledge and combine different things. And at the same time allows you to collaborate with really smart people and people that do all kinds of things. But let's see what other people have to say about this.
Doctoral research is not only worth it, it's the only path that's meaningful for those who want to creatively solve academic problems. Together with your advisor, you'll choose a problem that no one has managed to sort out. You'll figure out the world's secrets. You'll give names to things and concepts that no one has ever thought of before. Then you'll write a dissertation that explains it all and documents this new knowledge for humanity. To earn their PhD is to become the world's expert on that topic. Nobody will understand that issue as well as you do because nobody knew anything about it until you told them. To become a world-class scholar is tremendously fulfilling.
Part of the reason that I wanted a PhD was it felt like this degree specifically was going to give me a set of skills that would give me a lot of options in the future. So I'm walking out from my specific program with statistical knowledge. I'm walking out with qualitative research knowledge. I'm walking out with things that'll be, my degree program is really applied. So half of us go into industry and the other half go into academia. So it just felt like I was going to gain skills that I wanted to kind of open a lot of doors for me. And I could gain those skills while learning about some really specific content that was interesting to me.
Getting a PhD is important to me because I do consider myself a lifelong learner, as corny as that is. And it took me a while to get to this point. I consider myself a bit older. Like, I started my PhD at 32. So I had been thinking about these different ideas and poetics for years, and questions about sonnets and these authors, and what if I could make a talk about this? Or you just have this little obsession with something and you love learning. That's me. And so that's why the PhD program at Rice specifically was really important for me, because I can expand on that knowledge and have a space to practice and keep writing, and like that could be my job, which is, it's hard, but it's also a fantasy as well, because I could just be doing a regular 9 to 5, but I have a space that I can obsess over this little idea for the next few years and see where that takes me, and also how that could shape and affect my community as well, like from a public speaking standpoint.
I I'm a mechanical engineer who's doing something a little bit outside of mechanical engineering. A lot of people go into industry and do like, especially here, people go into like oil. And I want to help people, specifically doing like assistive and rehabilitative devices, and that's a little more niche. And so I knew that the only way to like get that background would be to continue my education. So I'm here trying to do all of the things that I would want to do in my career and build connections so that I can do that long term. And so that's why I'm doing a PhD.
Well, those were the questions we had for today. I want to thank everyone for watching today's video, and just remember, if you have any other questions or you want to contact us, please check the link down below. We are the graduate ambassadors at Rice University, and we are happy to answer any questions. And also, if you want to come visit us, we welcome you with open arms.